Hey guys, welcome to another edition of A Haunter's Life. In this episode we'll be taking stuff that we can get from Home Depot or Lowe's to make 1x6 boards look like barnwood. The reason being is that us southerners down here, we do not have access to barnwood. So in this episode, as I said, we'll be taking wood from Lowe's or Home Depot and distressing it into making it look like old barnwood. Okay guys, the first thing I do is I go and buy 1x6 cedar boards at either Home Depot or Lowe's. I like it because it's got, really good texture to it. So what we'll do first is grab you a brush and grab you some dark brown latex paint. Depending on what you're doing, if this is going inside, outside, you'll need to get outside or indoor paint. But as you just see, what I'm doing is I'm doing a technique called dry brushing. And you just, as I said, you get some on your brush, you rub most of it off onto a piece of cardboard or another piece of board, and you'll start out lightly putting it on, and then just in case you have too much on your brush, you don't want to ruin the piece, and then you'll come in and you'll just go harder and harder until you get your desired look you want. Now see, I got a little too much there, but that's fine. I want a little heavy. I'm actually going to go a little heavy on this. There we go. Move this now. So you basically, you've aged the board just a little bit. Let me show you the difference here in the boards as far as what you've done so far. Now you'll take some gray gloss protective enamel spray paint. And you'll just spray the board lightly to give it that aged look. It's a little hard to do it this way. There we go. Now, this is where you could stop if you wanted to. Actually this looks pretty good depending on the lighting in your scene. However, I know most of you are detail freaks, so we'll go a little further. What we'll have to do real quick is we got to dry this, because the next technique is going to be a water technique, and I want to go ahead and dry the paint on here before we do that. That way this doesn't come off with the water. Being that this is not usually, for me, it's not a normal thing to just do one board here, so I have to, there's a lot of drying time that's involved in this. However, I'm trying to speed things up for you guys. But we just did a huge piece that actually went way up high, and of course we wanted the old barnwood look for the scene that we did, and so we went and got these, and this is what we did. So we've already seen the way it looks. It already looks good, just like this, because this stuff was really high. You're looking at it goes up 15 more feet higher than you are. So we didn't have to really do a lot of these other techniques that I'm fixing to show you, because you wouldn't see it. It would be a waste, because is just, as I said, it's just overkill of stuff you won't see. So, next step would be is to get water bottle. For one, guys, just to let you know, I like Zep bottles more than anything else. And I tell you what, the best water bottles to get is water bottles that have a little filter here at the end of it. That way you don't get the big clumps that go up into your nozzle. There will still be clumps that you'll get, and it's still got to be, but I mean, these bottles last a lot longer. So the next step you'll do is you'll wet down your board. Wet it down a little bit more. Black spray paint. And then after doing that, all right, I had to get it right here just so I can, I'll probably let the black on a little too long. You want to almost immediately hit it with the spray bottle after you are done. But I added a little extra layer here to it. Maybe I want to put a little bit more around the edges. You know, maybe a good heavy spot right there. There we go. Maybe another one right there. Be real heavy right there. So let me go ahead and get some more spray paint. Now I can come back in a little bit and brown up some edges. Like right there. Do that. Like that. Let's get, let's see right there. Alright, so we got a little bit of that going. Grab a little bit more gray to go ahead and give it a good wash, and then age it a little bit more. There you go. Very simple. Old barnwood, or what would look like, you know, what we could get close enough to, you know, old wood, just by paint and water. We can go ahead and put one more step into this. We can go ahead and, you know, we got the gray, we got the black, we got the brown, all in there to give it this. However, what if we wanted this thing painted? You know, look like it was been painted before and the paint's chipping away and all that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to really wet this down. Alright. Alright. I would have another color, but this is only like a blue or a red, but this is all I got. Now, if I were you, if you're going to make it look like it's painted and it's slowly chipping away, I would do this step first. Because I said this is going to cover. Let's see if we can go ahead and, there we go. But as I said, if you want to, you can do a couple steps. Let me get more of a little black. I'm just experimenting now, guys. So I haven't actually gone this far. So that looks pretty cool. Let's do it up here. Let me get the brown. Get the brown in here. Let's see what this looks like. We'll do right there. That's kind of a cool texture too. Let me get the gray. Let's see about going back over this whole thing with gray again, and let's just test it out. Let's just look. Let's test this thing out. Uh-oh. Running out of water. So guys, easy, simple steps. I mean, I've got one over here that I just did simple black gray. Then of course I did a rub on this one, and I rubbed a lot of it back off, but it gave me little edges here and there. So you can also take a rag or anything like that and rub it off, and it'll give you this type of look here. I tell you what, I like this little thing. We're making it look like it's painted and peeling away. That actually turned out really, really good. There you go. Distressing wood, I guess you would call it. See y'all next week. Subscribe, baby, and thank you very much.